Hey guys, what's going on? It's Fen here again. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about the Snapshot 12W36A, and I don't normally use these. I normally wait until it actually comes out, but I thought, you know, I haven't been playing Minecraft much, so I want to see what the new stuff is, and here we are. So some of this stuff isn't native to this snapshot. It is in previous snapshots as well, but I just wanted to show it off before we show off the stuff in this snapshot. And one of the things is these walls, and these are really cool. They're 2 blocks high. They come in 2 fashions, cobblestone or mossy cobblestone, and I think they're great for maybe protecting houses, having maybe your stock kind of inside. They can't get out, of course, nor can you get in if you've got it blocked off like this, and there's no actual gate for this, so I don't know, it could be quite useful for a lot of things, really. So that's really the walls. I like them, I think they'll come in handy. There's a bit of a bug where, of course, animals like this glitch. It's kind of like they're stuck underneath a part of the wall. So hopefully they do fix that. But let's move on. So the second thing I want to talk about is plant pots. So they've added plant pots in. It's really nice when they add decoration stuff into Minecraft, because, you know, you build all day and it's just blocks. So adding smaller blocks, in a sense, kind of adds to I don't know, the feel of making a home in Minecraft, especially for them people who do regular Let's Plays and whatnot. It's always nice to see their house or homes progressing, and it's really cool. So the other things they added were these little display frames, and these are really cool. You can basically put a display frame down and then right click any item you want in there. If it's a block type such as, you know, these like stone pillars, blocks, wool, half slabs, they will basically form as a 3D object. If there's such things as a flat object, like this is very flat, they will display as a flat object, so there's no depth to it. So for instance, the picture frames are flat. These little thingies are what they call plant pots, because I don't know why they didn't have 3D on this, because it is square. But when you look at the block type, if we just go to is it a plant pot? I don't know what it's actually called. Let me go to all, and it should be here somewhere. It should be under decoration. Flower pot, there we go. So it's actually called a flower pot. As you can see, this is actually perfectly flat, much like this is perfectly flat. These are perfectly flat. However, these blocks aren't flat. They're in a 3D representation of what the block is. So all these will display as a 3D block. All the flat ones, like this will be flat, these will be flat, ladders will be flat, the glass panes will be flat, etc. So you kind of get the idea. Now this is also good for like multiplayer. Instead of using an external plugin to display what is actually going to be sold, you can actually use these display cases, which is really nice. So I think that will come in really handy for a lot of people, or generally for people who, you know, play Let's Plays, and of course they're like on episode 5000, and you know, they've got so many items, they get confused about you know, where all the items are. So this would be a nice indication to know that this one has actually wood in it. So that's really cool. Also, there's heads that have been added to the game. Now these actually drop from the represented monsters. I do believe the Steve head is dropped by you when you die. I'm not 100% sure. Obviously it's kind of a percent chance, because not all monsters actually drop their heads. I'm not sure if there's an enchant you can give yourself to maybe chop off limbs or something like that, and of course you might have a high chance of getting these. Now this one here is the wither skeleton. This is one of the new mobs added, native to the netherworld. They're extremely rare, so don't expect to see these often. And the reason they're rare is because what they actually give you. Of course they drop a head, but the heads are used to create a wither monster, which we will talk about soon. One thing I wanted to talk about though is pigs. You can actually guide pigs now. I'm just going to bring some items out here. A carrot on the stick, a saddle, a pig itself. And they've added new food to the game. They've added a baked potato, a normal potato, so obviously you would bake that, and then a poisonous potato. I'm not sure what the purpose of a poisonous potato is. If it's poisonous, you wouldn't really eat it, but not quite sure. And of course, they've added a golden apple, carrot, excuse me, as well. Along with, of course, we used to have golden apples anyway, so it's nice to add different things like that in. I think it adds a lot to the game. Now, let's spawn us a lovely pig. Now, pigs actually are attracted to carrots now. As you can see, if I actually move around, he's not going to do much. For some reason, I'm not sure if it's a bug or not, but I've got to love him first, like this, and then he will kind of, you know, interact more with me. So now I can actually put a saddle on him, and then right-click onto him, and now I can actually control him. As you can see, I can control this dude, which is cool, but let me try it without charming him. So if I put a saddle on him, and then jump on his back, it doesn't actually move. You've got to love him first for some reason. I'm not quite sure, but that's the way it is. These pigs are really, really cool. And you can't jump, which is kind of a downer. It would be nice to use the space button to jump. If I hit him, maybe he'll jump. There we go. But then, of course, eventually he will die. And this would be really cool for PvP, perhaps, you know, doing some jousting. This pig is trying to hunt me. Get away! And I think it's really cool. Now, one thing you can do is actually use splash potions and turn everybody invisible, and then get back on. And you're like a ghost rider, really. Really, really cool. The good thing about the splash potions is, though, that you can actually turn everybody else invisible as well. So this would be quite good for like PvP. Turn an invisible zombie. I mean, he's still there, but he's invisible. This lasts for 6 minutes, so if I turn all my animals invisible, you can actually hide them from perhaps potential griefers and whatnot. Really cool. You can obviously hear them, but you can't actually see them, which is really cool. And also, you can do it with like creepers and whatnot, have creepers that are just invisible. So you've got to be really careful, because if you forget, you know, you're in survival mode and you go out and you've got like tons of invisible creepers, then shit's going to get real fast. So if I just put some here, you can see not all of them actually go fully invisible. Skeletons still have their bow because it's an external object. Spiders have their eyes because they're an external object because they glow. That will also view. Zombies go fully invisible, which is cool. And just generally, it's really cool. So let's have a look at the beacon. The beacon is probably one of the most anticipated added things to the game, because it gives you kind of buffs. It gives you a reason to go and kill the wither boss, and that's the reason why you won't have a lot of these. These are the materials you need to make it. You need 5 glass, 3 obsidian, and 1 nether star, which you get 100% guaranteed drop from the wither boss. You also need a total of 76 blocks, such as gold, iron, diamond, or emerald. I'm not sure if you can mix and match. Not quite sure if that works. But you need these blocks. Now, if we have a look at the tower here, it's got 3 layers. There's a total of 4 layers, but it only allows you to play with 3 layers so far, which are these here. And basically, you put your beacon in the middle here at the top to form the pyramid. Now, if we go down here and grab this, we also need to grab the diamonds, because you have to offer it a source of something. So if we put this down and right click it, nothing will happen. You won't get anything. You have to first put in one of these diamonds and then take it out, and then it will actually activate. For some reason, I don't know why, maybe it's a bug that it didn't activate straight away. But you can see here that the primary power you can choose from 2. When you have more layers, so the first layer, the yellow one represents the beacon. The first layer represents this here. God damn, I hate the rain. The second layer here represents this one, and then so on and so forth. So the first layer will give you either speed or haste. The second layer will give you resistance or jump boost, and the third one will give you strength. Now, just for having a beacon, you will automatically get health regeneration, which is really cool. But it also needs a sacrifice. It needs to sacrifice emerald, diamond, gold, or iron. Perhaps, I'm not quite sure how it works, but why would people sacrifice diamond or emeralds if you can sacrifice something as easy as iron? Not quite sure if they're going to change it to like a duration or something like that. But let's go with diamond. You click the one you want. I'm going to go for speed. Click done. And now if you press E, you will see you have a speed boost. Now this only works in a certain radius. I think it's 16 blocks from the first layer, and then another 16 blocks, and then another 16 blocks. So, you know, it's quite a good distance. But still, it's difficult to use this in certain areas. I'm not sure if you break this, if it will actually give you everything back, and you can replant it somewhere else. If that's the case, then that's awesome. You can actually move this around. However, if you break this and it just, maybe it loses it completely, then it's not going to be so good. But that being said, it also gives you a really nice indication of where your base is. So like here, this is a really cool indication, and it's just overall really nice. So really cool, and just generally it's a really cool thing to have. Now how do you get this? Well, as I showed you in here, these are the items you need, but this one is the Nether Star. This is going to be the most difficult to get because it requires killing a boss. Much like the end of Minecraft is to kill the Ender Dragon, this one is a nether, or a wither rather, sorry, and you create it by having, it's much like an iron golem, but instead you use wither heads. And of course withers are actually quite difficult to find, and the head isn't always 100%, so it's going to be difficult to actually get one of these going, I would imagine. So basically you have something like this, and then 3 heads on the top. Now one thing to note, never ever spawn this guy in your own world. He breaks through every type of block. He is not containable, so you can't actually spawn him in a room made out of obsidian because he breaks straight through it. If he detects anything, he will kill it, whether it be a pig, a zombie, a spider, anything, and I will show you that right now. So he's charging up, and this guy is pretty difficult. It gives you a short period of time to get prepared as he's actually, you know, regenning, and then he will automatically just regen his health manually, and as you can see he's extremely fast, and he will kill everything. Not even kidding. Let's go follow him and see what he's doing. He will kill pigs, spiders, zombies, anything. So definitely do not spawn this guy anywhere near your thing. And as you can see, is the heads he shoots, because he shoots mini heads. They're kind of glowing, and they do quite a lot of damage. For example, if I spawn a, let's say, where would these be? They would be under miscellaneous. Let's say we will spawn a cave spider. So let's spawn some cave spiders here. As you can see, this guy doesn't like anything. He's antisocial to hell, and he'll just attack everything. But the good thing is some mobs will attack him back, but he's so fast and he flies so fast, it's very difficult to actually kill this guy. That's why you would never spawn him in this area. The best way to kill one of these would be to go to the nether, where they are actually, well, not found, but where you should construct them. The reason for this is because they will not attack anything in the nether. They don't attack ghasts, pigs, or the wither skeletons. I've got one here. Now, it's a bit laggy in the nether, but the way to kill this guy quite easily, that I imagine it would be, is to dig down into a nice little cave. Oh, bit of lag there. I don't know why the nether is so laggy. But dig down really deep into a cave, because this guy has a hard time breaking netherrack for some reason. He can break up to about 6 at a time. Sometimes it's only 1 that he can break. His bombs only break, I think, about 1 block at a time as well. So you will see, I'll spawn some pigs down here just to give you an example, and some cave spiders as well. And then I'll make this guy whole, and just watch how much damage he does to the netherrack. It's not much, so it's a very nice way of killing him, because he won't just blow everything up. And if he's underground, he's in like a confined space, so it's a lot easier. As you see, it was a few blocks there. That pig got on. Oh, it actually dropped cooked bacon. And as you can see, is he down here? Nope. Where did he go? You know, I think he actually went through the portal. Oh no, he's there. So as you can see, he isn't destroying much, which is good. And if you spawn him down, like I said, underneath a ground somewhere like that, it's going to be difficult for him to, one, escape you, because this guy is going to die a lot faster with melee attacks rather than with bows, because he's super fast and he does a lot of damage. So the faster you kill him, the better. Now, as you can see, he's actually trying to kill this guy, and the spider's doing quite well. Well, did quite well. And that's it. That's the guy. Extremely strong. I'll just get myself a sword so you guys can see how hard he actually is to kill. As you can see, depending on your enchant and your weapon, it might be easier for you. So keeping him like inside a little area probably would be an advantage. But you can see with just a normal sword, diamond sword that is, it actually does take quite a while to kill. When he gets to a certain percentage, he will start glowing like this. Now, I haven't tried to fight this guy in survival. I'm not stupid enough to try that. But I think this might mean he's supercharged, so he does more damage or something like that. But as you can see, his health does regenerate. Not that great, but left unchecked, as this guy's flying away, he will actually go back to full health. So you have to be careful. And if we kill him, you will see that he will drop one of these stars. Where is it? It should be, there it is, right there. And if we actually just go collect it, you will see that that's a star. And that is how you build your beacon. So definitely make sure you kill him in the nether and don't take him to your real world, because he'll just destroy everything. And that's really it, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want to see more stuff of Minecraft snapshots, let me know in the comments section below, and I'll be sure to do more. So thank you for watching, guys. If you've watched it this far, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. It really does help me out. And I will catch you in another update video. So, peace.